Welcome everyone. In this video we're going to go through how we can navigate inside of Google Earth. There are three ways by which you can navigate inside of Google Earth. You can either use your keyboard, you can use your mouse, or you can also use the widgets in the top right corner of the application. So let's start with the keyboard shortcuts. If you want to pan the viewport, you can use the left, right, up and down arrow keys on your keyboard. If you want to rotate clockwise, you can press the shift button and then the left arrow key. And if you want to rotate counterclockwise, you can hold the shift button and the right arrow key. You can tilt the viewport up and down by holding the shift button and pressing either the up or down arrow keys. You can zoom in by pressing the plus button on your keyboard, and you can zoom out by pressing the minus button. If you want to stop any motion that Google Earth is currently performing, such as zooming into a location, you can simply press the spacebar. To reset the viewport to the north up view, you can press the U key. To reset the viewport to the north up view, that is to orient the screen northwards, you can press the N key on the keyboard. And to reset to a top-down perspective, you can press the U key. If you want to carry out both of these actions at the same time, that is reset the viewport towards north and to a top-down perspective, simply press the R key on the keyboard. This just about covers it for using the keyboard for navigation. Now we can take a look at the mouse. If you want to pan the viewport, you can press the left mouse button, hold and drag. And if you want to zoom in and out, you can press and hold the right mouse button and then move your cursor up or down. You can also rotate the viewport in this way by holding the right mouse button and then moving your cursor left or right. This is, however, also going to perform the zooming in or out. So if you want to just rotate the viewport without zooming, you can press the middle mouse button or your mouse scroll wheel. And now by just moving your cursor, you can rotate the viewport or tilt it up or down. And finally, we can also navigate by using the widgets in the top right corner. If you do not see those, you can go under the view menu and then under show navigation, you can set this to automatically or to always. If you want to use the widgets to pan the viewport, simply left click, hold and drag on the arrow icon. And if you want to rotate the viewport instead, you should left click, hold and drag on the circle around the eye icon. If you wanted to tilt the viewport up or down, you can use the arrows that are above or below the eye icon. And if you want to orient the viewport towards north, you can just left click once on the N letter. To zoom in or out, you can use the slider at the very bottom. Simply left click, hold and drag on that to zoom in or out. And if you want to enable Google Street View, then you can simply left click, hold and drag out the orange man and drop it anywhere where you see a highlighted area. So let's say that we drop it on this area here. You can use many of the controls for navigation inside of Google Street View. For example, if you want to pan around the viewport now, you can use your arrow keys on the keyboard or simply left click, hold and drag with your mouse to pan around. If you want to zoom into an area, you can hold the right mouse button and just drag it down or up to zoom in or out. And if you want to move forwards or backwards, you can use the up or down arrow keys as well as the W and the S letters on your keyboard. You can also just double click with your mouse on the viewport, and if there is Street View available there, Google Earth is going to move to that location. You can also just click once on the white arrows that are at the bottom of the viewport, and you're going to move forwards or backwards very slightly. If you want to use the first-person perspective in Google Earth, just hold the Control or Command button on your keyboard and then left-click, hold and drag with your mouse to explore around. Finally, there is a flight simulator inside of Google Earth Pro. You can enable that by going under the Tools menu, and then you can click on Enter Flight Simulator, or the shortcut for that is Control, Alt and A. Once you select that, you're going to be presented with one of two modes. Select whichever one you are interested in, and then you can select your starting position. It can either be the current view or some airport or a last position that you had in the flight simulator if you used it before. Now I can just press on Start Flight. For navigation, you can use the same controls that we already looked at, such as the arrow keys or just your mouse. Now, if you want to exit the simulator, simply click on Exit Flight Simulator in the top right corner. This just about covers it for navigating inside of Google Earth. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.